We're getting to the bottom of a controversial deputy-involved shooting in Washington County. Some family members wonder if this entire incident could have been avoided. So they gave me a copy of this case file and a copy of the body camera video so I could take a closer look. Tonight, we're revealing the details of a shooting that continues to shake Washington County to this day. Now, I want to warn you. The video we're about to show you is extremely graphic and disturbing. Washington County, a population of only 16,500. It's a place where just about everyone knows each other. But a single incident 3 years ago divided the rural community.
Why did this happen? This was absolutely senseless.
It's hard to deal with, still deal with it every day.
On September 18th, 2015, 57-year-old Scott Beach was killed by a Washington County Sheriff's deputy.
Go, man, I ain't gonna, I'm just giving it to Buck.
While investigators and a grand jury concluded the fatal shooting was justified, Beach's family still questions why.
It's just a terrible thing, and like I say, I just want some answers. I want to know how this gets back.
The week before the shooting, Beach's wife asked for a divorce.
He was very emotional. I mean, his wife of 35 years left.
The truck was facing in the east direction. They was traveling towards St. Stephen's.
On the day of the incident, he went to buy seafood from a man selling it out of his truck. The case file shows Beach cried, telling the man it would be his last meal, even asking the man to pray with him. But witness statements show Beach went on to say that he was, quote, going to send a lot of people to hell, even indicating he may kill his wife and her sister. So the seafood guy called police, and deputies started looking for Beach to arrest him. According to deputy statements, Washington County's chief deputy, Farrell Grimes, found Beach at Beach's daughter's house. It just so happens Grimes' son is married to Beach's daughter. Beach's best friend and Washington County's 911 director, Burke Williams, was also there at the house. The case file shows Williams and Chief Deputy Grimes managed to calm Beach down.
Burke done an honorable thing, and I appreciate everything he tried.
Grimes even disarmed Beach, taking his Derringer pistol out of his pocket and putting it back in Beach's truck. But instead of arresting Beach, Chief Deputy Grimes let him go, allowing 911 Director Williams to drive Beach home in Beach's truck, loaded with weapons.
Why they didn't arrest him when they had him unarmed? They could have arrested him right then. They chose not to, then turned right around, changed their mind.
As soon as Williams and Beach turned onto County Road 34, Chief Deputy Grimes radioed for deputies to pull them over, and that's when the shooting happened.
Go, man, I ain't gonna, I'm just giving it to Buck. He's got a gun! Put it down! Put it down! Oh,
It's okay, he got a gun. I'm going up.
The deputy who pulled the trigger, Michael Turner, tells me the incident was, quote, one of the hardest things that I have endured in my life. He didn't want to speak with us on camera, but his body camera video reveals his raw emotions.
you okay?
Breathe.
Blue, he's here. Okay, bro.
Breathe, Mike.
Breathe, man. Let him breathe. Breathe. You okay, bro? You okay? You okay?
Breathe,
Blue,
Mike.
he's dead.
You okay? You okay, Mike? Let him breathe. Let him breathe. It's all right, Mike.
All right.
Look here, you're okay.
You okay, bro?
You're okay. That's all that matters. You have no choice.
Hey,
He let you do that, okay?
Oh, my
You okay?
God.
He did that.
You okay?
You did what you had to do, Mike.
You okay?
You protected yourself. You're going home tonight, okay? That's right. You're good, man. You're good.
Never left from right up there. Never left from right up there. Wasn't your fault, brother.
You okay, Mike?
Bro, you okay? Wasn't your fault, brother. Wasn't your fault. Please tell me it's a gun in his hand. Please tell me it's a gun in. No,
okay,
somebody tell me
Mike.
that's a gun.
It's okay.
You good?
You thought it was a gun.
Stay here. Is it?
Even if it is, if it ain't, it don't matter, okay?
Is it a gun in his
Look,
hand?
the man's been threatening to kill folks all day long, okay? He made an aggressive move towards you. You protected yourself, okay? Just relax. Take a deep breath. Breathe, buddy. Breathe.
14 minutes after, Turner began to pray.
Lord, please be with me. Lord, please be with me. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
You're prepared for it, but you're not prepared for it, if you will.
Baldwin County Chaplain Joe Aldretti tells me those life or death decisions weigh on law enforcement officers every day.
It impacts them greatly. Whenever anybody goes through some kind of critical incident, you begin to evaluate your life.
But some people wonder if Chief Deputy Grimes had arrested Beach when he had the chance, would Turner have needed to make that tough choice?
But I do think that the mistake led to the confrontation with deadly force. And if the gun, obviously, if it had been handcuffed and taken to jail, the death would not have occurred.
Former Baldwin County District Attorney David Whetstone believes Chief Deputy Grimes put his deputies in harm's way by letting Beach go.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Do you think that it's a violation of any policy?
It would be on the part of the chief deputy, in my mind. You know, anybody that would allow that to happen could have been charged with a criminal offense. That was certainly reckless endangerment of the officers.
Burke Williams was also in danger. He jumped out of the driver's side of Beach's truck just before bullets started flying. When investigators interviewed him, Williams said the shooting, quote, did not have to happen. But that ruffled some feathers. Just 4 days after the shooting, Washington County Sheriff Richard Stringer called Williams while he was at work at the county's 911 center.
Through with your you hear me? Now you went and your mom was up there yesterday. Senseless killing, bull.
Who said that?
Your mama said it yesterday.
Oh, she did say it was offensive. She did say that.
And that's because she's repeating what you said. And I hope this call is recorded because it is on this end. You keep running your mouth and I'm going to probably throw my bags down and come after you.
Yeah.
That's how pissed I am. If I catch you lying in this, I'm coming after you.
I ain't lied.
Stringer declined an on-camera interview with us, but told me he doesn't deny making those comments because he and Williams don't get along. Stringer also felt Beach's best friend had no business getting involved in the situation. Williams also declined an interview. Sheriff Stringer is also the chair of the Washington County 911 Board. Just this Monday, according to sources, Stringer led the charge to terminate Williams at a special board meeting. However, Stringer insisted the termination had nothing to do with the phone call. He did say Burke was, quote, terminated for cause. A separate county sheriff's office was called in to investigate the deputy-involved shooting, and that investigation was presented to a Washington County grand jury. And if you look closely at the body camera video, you can see Deputy Turner trying to knock something out of Beach's hands. And as Turner backs up, you can see Beach holding what appears to be a weapon in his right hand, a beer bottle in the left. Deputy Michael Turner was cleared and no administrative actions were taken against Chief Deputy Grimes. I caught up with the district attorney for Washington County, Spencer Walker, about the grand jury proceeding.
Do you believe that this incident should have ever happened in the first place when there was an opportunity, a clear opportunity, for this man to have been arrested when he was disarmed and calmed down at his daughter's house with deputies around him?
Well, of course, hindsight's 20/20, and if things could be done differently, I would certainly have recommended that they be done differently. But I can't change that now. I couldn't change it at the time the grand jury met. And the grand jury viewed it from the perspective of, was the criminal law violated by this officer who used force to protect himself in that situation? And the decision they reached was that he was justified in the shooting based on the evidence that they saw, which primarily, as you know, was that video. And hopefully we won't have any situations like that happen again.
Get off that, man. You all right? I'm good, Chief. You sure?
Some family members feel Chief Deputy Grimes shouldn't have been allowed to work in the field at the time because of medical issues. 3 months after Beach's death, Chief Deputy Grimes also died. Grimes' decision that day to give Beach his gun back and let him leave in his truck is one that appears will forever remain a mystery. A mystery that will haunt the deputies, the friends, and family affected by the death of Scott Beach.
He was my son, he was part of me. You would never get over it.
Now, the State Bureau of Investigation tells me it was not called in to investigate this shooting. I also reached out to the State Attorney General, Steve Marshall's office, about the incident, but they also had no comment. The FBI tells me it can neither confirm nor deny any investigation into this shooting. However, Sheriff Stringer believes the Department of Justice did conduct an investigation. Now, the family also had some concerns about how the body camera video begins just seconds before the shots were fired. Well, multiple law enforcement officials tell me that brand of body cameras has about a 10-second delay from the time the camera is turned on until it actually begins recording. So that's why some of the incident was not caught on camera.